From Jerusalem, Israel.
I'm Ashley, this is Josh. Welcome to our channel.
We sold everything we had to travel the world, and now we want to share with you the way away.
So be sure to subscribe down below, give us a like, and hit that bell so you can follow more of our adventures.
Let's go. We start our morning off at the Mehane Yunda. I don't speak Hebrew. There you go. We're at a market.
Stuck here in the middle of the city.
Over the last week, we had our patrons vote on what foods we should try here in Israel, and we're trying that right now. You've given us something to try called Jachnun? Jachnun. Again, we don't speak Hebrew. But here's the thing, Ashley made up a list of 5 different foods in Israel that we wanted to try, and we had our patrons vote on specifically which one we were to try.
Yeah, so it's Patreon's $10 and above, but luckily today we reached that Patreon's $5 and above can do the next vote for what we're gonna
eat. Just today we unlocked the next rule, so anyone 5 and up can now vote on the loopholes.
Yeah, so we had like over 20 people vote, and 30% voted on this dish.
Jachnun. The rest of this video is going to be devoted to lots of different breads that you can find here in Jerusalem.
Yeah.
We're going to taste a bunch of different stuff, but first we want to get to trying this dish.
This dish is traditionally created on Shabbat because they're unable to work, so the day before they create it, by using flour and sugar and butter, they roll it up and then create kind of this round type phyllo bread, and then they bake it all night long so that the next morning they don't have to work to make anything. They just pull it out of the oven and it's ready to go. It's always served with this tomato sauce, which is supposedly the hot sauce. I don't know that it's hot at all. And then it's always served with an egg on the side. The egg is traditionally baked alongside this phyllo bread pastry.
All right, so I assume that we're gonna have to dip it into this tomato stuff first.
I'm gonna put it on top of it. I only had one fork, so I'm gonna use my fingers for this.
Yeah. Dip that.
So it easily unrolls because it's just thin layers of dough that are just rolled up together. I love fresh tomatoes.
That's really interesting. I think I expected it to be sweet. It is not sweet at all. That's really good.
Yeah, the texture's really nice because you're biting through all the layers.
Yeah.
It's not like really doughy.
So it tastes like bread, but it's in a dough form. So like it tastes like cooked bread, but doughy. You know? Does that explain it?
Yeah. It's baked like bread would be, but it's because it's the thin layers. It's not like fluffy like bread would be. It's more doughy.
You can see it's pretty flaky. It's favoring Ashley, so it'll focus on her face every time I do that. But yeah, it's moist. It doesn't taste flaky. It's not like a croissant flakiness. It's like the doughy part of a croissant that hasn't been fully baked. It's kind of like that.
Okay, now I'm gonna try the egg that's been baked all night long. It's really salty. I think they added salt to the outside. But it's good, still moist, like, and didn't get super hard. Like I would expect an egg that's been baked all night long to get really hard, but it's not at all.
I can highly recommend Jachnun. That was surprisingly good. I think I was expecting more of a baklava type thing.
Yeah, like super.
It looks like
sweet.
baklava.
And it doesn't have like the syrup that normally baklava has on it. And I actually was really surprised that they serve it with a savory tomato paste instead of something sweet like a syrup. Yeah, it's really good. It's an easy thing to eat.
I'm gonna give that a solid 6, slightly above average.
But our pronunciation of it is probably
way off.
Yeah, like 2 or 1.
I would still point at the word on the menu. Don't try repronouncing what we just said.
Let us know below if we said it correct, because I don't think we did. Okay, can we get postcards to our Patreons, and it's so fun to go and pick out the postcards, and then I handwrite on the back. It's Patreons, I think 25 and above. Is that it? Or 20 and above? You'd have to check out our Patreon to know. But one of the postcards we picked up while here in Israel kind of intrigued us. It's this postcard with a ton of different breads here in Jerusalem. So we decided to come to the market and find as many of these breads as we can. We've actually already picked up a few. We're going to take them back to the hostel and try them all out.
Very hot. This is I stick in the wood. You see?
Oh.
See the puppets?
Yeah, and it's stuck right on there.
See,
Wow.
take a picture. Yes.
They're very good.
Put in your hands.
I think Ashley's making our bread now.
I am not the master.
Big bakery picture.
Oh, take a picture with you. You ready?
Very good. Okay.
I'm making holes in it.
Very good.
Okay.
This is the eyes.
Oh, thanks.
Like the heart.
Yeah, an alien.
See?
Yeah, wow. You only cook one side.
Yeah, one side.
Okay.
This is Iraqi bread. The name of this is Ash Tanur, not Ish Tanur. Mine. Ash Tanur. Tanur is the oven. Ash like. As the meaning of Ash Tanur, life of the oven, because the oven, the same with the womb of mother. The fire give it the bread life, the bread give it the woman life.
Giant.
מזמן אני מדריך תיירים. לא, לא.
Wow, looks great.
Open your mouth.
As fresh as you can get it. This is the fun postcard we found. Some of our Patreons will be getting it in the mail, but I also have picked out some other ones, so not everybody gets this. But we found as many as we could. I think we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Maybe 5 of the items on here. We went to 5 different bake shops, and everyone gave us a little piece of our puzzle.
The ones that we couldn't find, we were told, are more in like the old Jerusalem area.
Yeah.
That's not where we're at right now, but we are going there later for another video. Pretty much all of the bakeries had at least like 3 or 4 of these specific ones in them. We just went around to see if we could find something special. And actually, this one, as you saw, Ashley made.
I made it myself.
The man yoinked her behind the counter and was like, "Come on!" And before you knew it, she was making it.
Fast, but it was really awesome, actually, to see the process and how they put the bread on the wall. That was really cool. I've never seen that before.
Yeah.
So the first one maybe we'll try is this one. We think this is the pretzel. We don't know any of the Jewish names for these, so if you are Jewish, please put them down below.
For instance, when we asked for the pretzel, he was like,
He had no idea.
But he said that this was in fact the one on the postcard.
On the picture, it helps that we have pictures.
I guess, shall we break bread? Here, I'm gonna, here.
Ooh,
Okay.
it's so soft on the inside.
Oh wow, yeah.
I wasn't
That like tore
expecting
apart
that.
really easy.
It's white bread on the inside, sesame seeds on the outside, toasted for sure.
Whoa. So the toasted sesame was such a good flavor, and the white bread tastes like, almost like Wonder Bread. Like,
yeah, it's so soft.
Like pure white Wonder Bread. Yeah, it's really soft.
And all these bakeries have fresh bread. I like the sesames a lot.
I could easily see myself with a loaf of that and just butter in the morning and just eating it, slathering on some more butter, taking another bite. This is hyssop. It says hyssop with pita on the postcard. This is not pita. This is actually a Moroccan bread. I assume the guy that was making it was of Amazigh or Moroccan descent. I don't know, but he specifically made this Moroccan bread. We also have
the pita kind. I'll try the pita one and you try that one.
Okay.
Hyssop is not a spice that we normally use.
That reminds me of like pesto, honestly, and not just because it looks green.
I'm not a huge like dry spice person.
Yeah.
So I would rather dip this in something, I think.
I think I like the first bread better. This is good, obviously, but I think the first one was more my style, more my speed, you know?
Now this you can find everywhere. It is so common. We even saw our bus driver the other day have one of these just that he was chomping on.
I just want to actually show it to the camera.
I think this is called a round bagel.
Hold on, that is not round, that is oblong.
Yeah. I guess.
Here,
I
I
have
know.
no idea.
This is what we'll do.
You're gonna break it. And now it's a big bagel.
It's rounds now.
We've even seen people just on the streets with this big loaf.
We spent less than $1 US equivalent for like 3 of these things. And this has got a little sweetness to the bread, and it's the
It's
crust
totally different
is
from
the
this
crust
one.
is much harder than the pretzel. Don't necessarily like the sweetness to it.
I feel like it brings the sesame seed flavor out a lot more.
Really? Oh man, I thought the sesame, because it was roasted. Well, I guess it's roasted on this one, but I could taste the sesame so much more on the pretzel one.
I think it's good. That's actually my
It's not
favorite
bad.
so far.
It's not bad, but certainly the pretzel was my favorite.
Okay, next it says Safia
Sfiha.
with
Sfiha with tomatoes.
Tomatoes. Maybe Sfiha is onion because this has a lot of onion on it, and it has the tomato, and it's on a
Little pita.
pita. So we asked him, "Is this the same thing?" He said,
Yep,
"It is."
This is what you want.
So we'll try it. It looks like a little pizza. Especially on this card, there are a lot of little pitas that are made into pizzas, and they just add toppings to them. It tastes like a pizza,
Yeah. This one actually tastes a bit spicier to me than the hyssop one.
but because of the tomato, it makes it taste kind of like tomato sauce. And then the onions, so it's like almost like a tomato pizza with a really soft pizza crust because it's pita.
That really drives you out though. Woo. You know, in hindsight, trying 20 different types of bread in one sitting may not have been the best idea.
You just gotta take one bite of each thing, and then we'll eat the rest later for lunch.
Oh man.
And
Woo.
lastly, we have a little bit of dessert.
Oh.
They have many options of this. They are like little bagels or donuts, it looks like. This actually looks like a donut, like it's been fried. And it has sugar on the outside. I have seen a lot of donuts here in Israel, a lot of people lining up to get donuts, but they also had plain versions of this as well.
Whether it's translated or just the colloquial English version, I don't know, but this is called a disc.
It feels like a soft donut, but the thickness of the bread is not super like donut-y.
I think the best part is all of these are fresh, like made just hours ago. A slightly breadier version of the twist donut that you can get at like the supermarkets back home, that has just like plain old sugar on it. If I wanted a donut, but I also wanted to fill up a little bit and not feel like horrible from eating tons of sugar, that would be it, I think.
So thank you guys so much for sharing all this tasting with us.
Once again, thank you to our patrons for helping us pick out the food that we tried this morning. It was delicious. I don't know that it would be something that would become part of my regular diet, even if I was staying here in Israel. It was good, but like I said, it was a 6. It was above average, but it wasn't like, woo, really good, you know?
Yeah.
It was bread.
Yeah, I expected it to be a lot sweeter, but the texture was really nice. I like that, and I love that they served it with the fresh tomatoes. The super interesting dish.
And I guess also thanks in a way to our patrons for helping make this part of the video possible, because we found the postcard because we were thinking of them.
Yeah, so your next postcard is going to be an Israeli postcard, but the stamp will be from Turkey because we'll be sending them from there.
And as Ashley alluded to earlier this morning, we have unlocked the surprise souvenir gift box tier. So basically anyone over $15 in support is going to be automatically entered into a giveaway every quarter to win a gift box from us full of knickknacks, souvenirs, and keepsakes that we've found on our travels. It's something new that we're excited to do, and we just pushed over that mark, that threshold, I guess you could say, with a supporter named Joanna B. So, thank you, Joanna. And normally we shout out a random Patreon at the end of every video, so this one goes out to Joanna B for helping push us past that threshold. And I hope we encouraged you to get out there and travel today. We'll see you in the next video.
Bye, guys.
Bye.